guys, welcome back. So it is sunny and over 60 degrees and it has not been here in New England for weeks, like literally weeks. Oh my gosh. So I'm like, you know what, I gotta be outside. So I have a few sewing projects that I have been meaning to get done. They've been sitting on my notepad for a while now, so I'm gonna just get those done. So there's a couple like mending projects, really easy. My mom has a few things that she wants me to do. Yeah, let's get right into the video. So everyone loves seamless underwear until they get a hole in them because there's no stitching to keep them together. So this was just like a cheap pair that I had bought, and I decided that I wanted to reinforce both sides. So fix the hole and then reinforce both sides. I went in with a zigzag stitch on my machine and just went the length of the sides of the hips and reinforced them that way. For some reason, my machine kept eating up my underwear right below the needle. So if you decide to do this, just check it every couple of seconds to make sure it's actually threading. So this is a tank top that I bought a couple years ago from Eddie Bauer, and it has been getting progressively longer. Like every year it gets like an inch longer, and it was just getting to the point where you can't even really tuck it in anymore. So what I wanted to do was just hem it, take a few inches off. So I pinned where I wanted it to end, and then I just put another pin in, so that would be kind of like my seam allowance. I went ahead and took a shoelace actually, I didn't have a measuring tape on hand, just to measure and make sure both sides were even, and just went ahead and pinned both sides and then cut off the excess. Now I'm going in with my machine and just doing, I believe, a zigzag stitch. This fabric is pretty stretchy, so I don't want to do a straight stitch. Otherwise it would kind of get rid of some of that elasticity. So yeah, this was the end product. It was a really simple fix, but it got the job done. This shirt will be much easier to tuck into pants now. So this dress is originally from J. Crew, and I bought it used off of Poshmark. Now, when I bought it, I didn't really know what my size was, but my waist is a little bit wider, so it ended up fitting me fine in the waist and the length, thankfully, but it was just too wide around the bust. So I had a lot of this like uncomfortable extra fabric around my armpits. So what I did was I just turned the dress inside out and I just pinned how much I wanted to take in on one side. It was a little tricky trying to maneuver because I felt like I was like contorting my body, but it ended up working out in the end. So then I went ahead and I just marked in pencil where I was going to stitch, and I put those pins back in place. I just sewed a straight stitch, obviously doing a back stitch on both ends on one side. Here's me just going in the second side and making sure that everything is even. I could have actually cut triangles into the sides of the dress and taking out fabric, but I thought that if I ever did want to let that out again, or if I ended up selling it again and marketing it as the size I bought it, I wanted someone to be able to take that out if they needed more room. So it was also just an easier fix to lay it down, and it ended up being pretty comfortable, and you really can't see it from the outside. So yeah, this dress fits so much better now. I'm really pleased with how it turned out. It lays flat and it looks great. I still have enough room for my arms and to move about as I please, but overall just a much more tailored fit. So these next few projects are actually my mom's request. So she has a couple of athletic shirts that are a little bit too long for her. So I just took one of the shirts that she does wear and just copied the length and then went ahead and trimmed them. Just went in with a simple zigzag stitch because they are elastic and hemmed the bottom of both shirts. This pink shirt was giving me a little bit of trouble, so I ended up having to actually take out part of the seam with the seam ripper, and let me tell you, that is a tedious task, but it ended up being okay. I just took it right out and then re-sewed that part. So I did the exact same thing with her gray athletic tank top using a zigzag stitch again so that the elasticity remains. And I just went ahead and hemmed that a few inches. I actually kept the pink thread in because I knew my mom wouldn't mind and I was too lazy to switch it out from the hot pink before. So you'll see that it kind of is a little bit stark against the gray, but you know what? It's snazzy. And I had actually enough left over to make this really cute headband. I just cut the excess and sewed this one too. So this isn't actually a piece of clothing, but I guess I thought I'd just include it. My mattress topper ripped because I am a devil when I'm putting the bed back together, and I just wasn't thinking and went ahead and ripped it. So these straps are like what cover the mattress. So I'm like, you know what? Let's break out my machine. This definitely would have been easier to hand sew, but I was feeling like I was up for a challenge that day. So I just went ahead and tucked it into where it had laid initially and just sewed right through it. Sorry if this project seemed a little bit out of place, but I had to get it done, so I thought I might as well include it in the video. If you don't like this, then I apologize. Go find another sewing video to watch then. Thank you guys so much for watching. There were a few things that didn't really go as I had planned, but I'm still new to sewing, really quite new, and you know what? I'm learning as I go, and I'm totally okay with that. But if you liked this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!